It's okay to start again. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Hello, welcome back to the Girl Math podcast. It's been a while and I'm back home. It's been a whirlwind. I've been MIA for a while, but it's okay. I might have to speak like this because I don't know if the wind is really bad, but I have basically moved back home and I am no longer living in London. I have started my life again. And it feels like 10 steps back, but I know it's for 20 steps forward. And genuinely, it's really debilitating coming back to a small town with sheep. But if I was to look at the silver lining, it's actually okay. And there's going to be people coming up now in the car right this second in a small town thinking, what the fuck is this girl doing on the hood of her car speaking to a camera? This will probably look very weird, but it's okay. Because you know what? I plan to get out of this town anyway. Anyway, I want to talk about letting go, because letting go is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do. And it's really hard until you do. And you firstly have to let go of your ego. Your ego is something that will hold you back from something that you deserve. And you won't see it because you're going to think you know what's best, but actually you don't. And the universe, the world, has something in store for you that you don't even realise. I thought I was inevitable. I thought I was untouchable. I thought I had the perfect life. Nothing can stop me. There's no going back. There's no going downhill from here. Well, in fact, there is. There is. I thought I was gonna completely be immersed in a new life and never come back. Well, I was wrong. Right, we're back in the car because I got overstimulated by the wind, and you probably couldn't even hear the wind, but I am on a mountain. So ego is a weird thing because I put it down to this anyway. I thought I had everything until I didn't, and then I realised I don't have anything for myself. I let the materialistic things around me get to my head to think that that was stable, when in reality I'm not even stable in my own head. Like, I have stuff I need to fix and sort and achieve for myself. I can't rely on other people to make my dreams and things happen for me. Like, nothing is going to land in my lap. And throughout this whole process, I realised only you can get yourself out of this situation. I'm so overstimulated. I hate this car. I'm trying to be grateful, but I hate this fucking car. This was my first car. I have bin bags of stuff that I need to take to charity because I have obviously moved all my stuff out of London and I don't have enough space back home. And this car is genuinely a little shitbox. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. And that is what you have to remember, because people and things and experiences are just a part of your chapter or your book or your story. And that is really cheesy to say, but it's so true. Like, you can obviously get married to people, but you can't get married to ideas and things and think that that's going to be around forever. Because even marriages, they don't last forever. Like 9 times out of 10, marriages don't last forever. You know what I mean? It's just about enjoying the time and the experience and the lessons that you've learned with that person. You are a product of your environment and the people that you meet along the way and the experiences that you have. So that is what makes you so special. Don't ever look back at people or things or situations and regret. You can only use regret as a positive thing. Regret is there to be a teacher. It is not a prison. You do not have to imprison yourself through deep regret of things that you didn't do or that you did do. It's just a waste of time. The only time that you can use regret to your advantage is to not make that mistake again. Like, there's so many things that you can be like, oh, I regret not trying in this area. If I had done more, what if I had done this? What if I had done that? Well, guess what? They left you. Do you know what I mean? Use your own value to your advantage and see that that person was not aligned with me. They did not align with me. They had something going on in their lives or whatever. I didn't match what they wanted. And that's fine. You know? Ruminating on the past does nothing good when it comes to healing. Of course, you can think about it and use it as a lesson, but at the end of the day, if you keep spending the rest of your life what if you had done this or that, then that's realistically not going to change anything and you're going to be stuck in the same cycle. The only way ruminating on the past is a good thing is when you can feel yourself slipping back into your old habits or your old ways, and you remember, this actually got me nowhere last time, so if I want to change something, I have to change myself. And unfortunately, mentally, I had to change a lot of things for myself because I wasn't ready, to put it bluntly. Like, I had the most perfect person on paper. Obviously, there was definitely faults, but like, I realised none of us were ready, and whether you believe in right person, wrong time is completely and entirely up to you. But the thing about timing is it's never wrong, and you cannot rush perfect timing. Don't worry about rushing your life to get from A to Z, because it's all about the B, C, D, E, G, whatever. I don't think I did that in the right order. That is what matters, of like how you get there. It's like the journey. I know that's so cliche, but it is the journey, and it's what you learn along the way. Like, progress is not linear. It's not gonna look like this. So when you're healing from something, you're gonna be fine 1 minute, then you're gonna be crying the next, and it's just really stressful. But what you have to notice is that one day that all just disappears. One day that just goes, and you look back and you're like, I'm so glad that happened, because now I have this, or now I've learnt this, and now I'm here in life. And like, I think there's a lot of pressure to look around my friends and who I know, and everyone is getting engaged or having kids or have had kids or getting married or going on holidays together, and I'm just here like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I want to get places in life, but equally, obviously it would be nice to have someone, and I have a lot of love to give. Like, I don't ever give up on people. That is probably kind of one bad trait but good trait I have. Like, I don't give up on a person I love, and yeah, I just love unconditionally. I love fully. Let's talk about loss, right? I've lost a lot in the past couple weeks. I have been through hell and back. I won't go too much into it, but I have lost not only my significant other, I have lost my life, my little family that we built, like pets and stuff. Loss is a weird thing because you have to look at the silver lining of it. And I know I'm probably going to sound really annoyingly positive, but when you lose something, it is like a rebirth. It gives you the freedom to be able to create a new thing, whatever that may be. And loss is an opportunity to just find yourself again, because I lost myself entirely. Like, I don't know if you saw, but I did not post for ages, and that was definitely the rock bottom of rock bottoms for me, in terms of I didn't even know who I was. I mean, I still don't really know, but I'm still finding it, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot that I need to do. Like, I need to learn to love myself again. I need to love the things and quirks that I have that aren't necessarily to everyone's taste, but at the end of the day, I could not give a fuck what people think about me, because if you're going to love me, you're going to love me for who I am, and I'm not actually going to hide anything about me or try and be a different way, because at the end of the day, you can only hold up a persona for so long, and then you get through it with that person. You're like, this isn't me, I'm not happy. Like, that's genuinely how it goes. But loss can often set you free. Sometimes what you want is not what you need, and that is really important to know, because you can want a life partner, you can want marriage, you can want kids, you can want whatever, but if you're not mentally, financially, anything abundantly there, then your life is going to be really, really challenging. And sometimes life just works out in ways that you would never expect, and people will be there for you that you won't even expect. And that's what's so beautiful. Genuinely, you have to genuinely just look at this as a positive, right? I am the most negative person internally, or I have been in the past, and I let that completely get to me. And recently I've just been like, you know what? Life is shit in many ways right now, but I have a home, I have a car, I have my dog, I have a family, I have friends. I'm in the countryside. Like, as much as it pisses me the fuck off, like, I think I'm just mentally in London, so that's probably why I'm so stressed. Like, the people that drive around here do piss me off. Like, they're so slow. And the amount of learners that are here. Anyway, that's not the point. Everyone learns. Everyone starts from somewhere. sometimes you have to lose the people you love the most in order to love yourself, right? Loss is a crazy thing because it's the worst thing ever, but it's also the best thing ever. I had to lose myself to find myself and never lose myself again. That is predominantly, the key thing that I've noticed within my friendships and relationships and everything is that I always put the other person first, and I kind of forget who I am for a while because it gives me like fulfillment and joy, when I could actually put that into myself. Imagine where I would be if I actually loved myself. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of crazy to think. The biggest lesson I learned is that I cannot love someone more than I can love myself, because it will never work out. It just won't. It just won't work out. I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't sleeping properly. I wasn't looking after myself. Like, I haven't got my hair done in like 2 years. Obviously I wash my hair. I just don't get it done, or nails done, or wasn't gymming, wasn't eating properly. Like, overall wasn't looking after any aspect of myself. I even hated everything that gave me joy. Well, the only thing that gave me joy was this podcast, and I did hate it for a long time because I was like, the last thing I want to do is pick up a camera and talk to it, because I was genuinely on the verge of So I think I also had too much time to think. I had too much time on my hands because I wasn't doing anything. I had too much time to just think about what was going wrong and not what could go right. And I was always looking for the worst case scenarios, and that made me severely depressed. Like, it takes a real strong willingness to get yourself out that hole, because only you can get yourself out that hole, and you just have to fake it genuinely. You have to tell yourself, this is for the best, this is why this is working out for me, and it's not working in my favor because of this. Letting go is the best thing you'll ever do. If you learn to let go, it's not the physical letting go that's the best part. It's the bounce back from the rock bottom. It's the bounce back and the resilience that you learn and develop as a person and as a human, that you can trust yourself again. Because when you start doing things for you again, and when you start realizing, my life's not over, like, I'm not physically hurt, I'm healthy, I'm happy. Like, obviously there'll be bad days, but you start to realize I can trust myself. And that's the biggest thing. I could not trust myself for so long because I depended on someone else so much to even think for me, and even just think, my health anxiety was spiraling as well, but I won't go too much into that. But yeah, loss isn't about what you lose. It's now about what you're free to create. And that is basically the conclusion of that. So heartbreak, bit of a touchy one, but we'll go. The thing about heartbreak is it forces us to face our vulnerabilities, and not everyone can be vulnerable on a day-to-day basis, let alone this one big hit of absolutely everything in one go. Heartbreak also forces us to confront our expectations that we may have been let down on, and our attachment styles. You might be avoidant, anxious, secure, and then you start to realize, once you realize your attachment style, your life will be so much easier. I promise you. Oh my God, it will go hand in hand with every relationship, friendship you have. And I am definitely an anxious attachment. I am definitely working to be secure. Like, it's not impossible to become secure. It's actually very doable. There's a book called Attached. I think it's on Amazon. And there's also a podcast by Mel Robbins where she talks about attachment styles, I think based on the book. So you can go search that up, or I'll link that down below. But the silver lining of heartbreak is that it's a doorway for self-discovery, because you learn the most in pain. As humans, we don't learn from anything good in life. You can't have life good all the time, because where is the growth in that? Do you want to grow as a person? If the answer is yes, and you have to go through pain, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's just the way it's going to be. Like, you have to face your demons head on. The quickest way actually, I think personally, the quickest way to get through heartbreak or any pain is to face the emotions straight on. I'm not talking about your thoughts. Obviously, the thoughts will come and go, but I'm talking about your actual emotions you have to face, because your thoughts creep in trying to rationalize your emotion. Emotions and thoughts are two separate things. That's something I've learned this time around. If you have to physically sit in the really uncomfortable emotion of being really sad, do it. Like, I don't want to see you walking around, pacing around. Like, you have to sit in it and feel it. And I promise you, you will come out the other end a lot quicker. Because people that avoid their own emotions will just push it down, and then it will just come out in different ways, and you won't ever heal, and it will just be an ongoing thing, and it will just be more painful for everyone else. So yeah, if I could give one piece of advice, it would be that. And I should probably take my own advice. I have been very, very busy, but I've had to be, because I've had to build myself back up from the ground again. Like, I have nothing to my name. Nothing. It's okay to start again. If anything, it's exciting that I'm starting again. So another thing I will say in life is to do everything with excitement and joy, with no expectation. Like, my expectations were very high on having this person around or having people around me. And I lost so many people in 2024. It is crazy how many people I lost. And it was kind of like my life was expected to turn around at some point, because I have always been a person who has massive goals and wants to achieve things. And unfortunately, I just think the route I was going and the people I was with, the friends that I was with, it just wasn't going to happen for me. And I needed to, if I wasn't going to do it, someone else had to do it. Do you know what I mean? I just think it was the biggest blessing in disguise, or at least I'm trying to tell myself that it's going to be, because I won't accept a life less than I deserve. And I had the most amazing life up in London. I now won't accept anything less than that. And I can only thank the people that I was with at the time. I can only thank particularly one person. And, you know, I absolutely love and adore that person, and we're on great terms. And whether or not it's right person, wrong time, whether or not that's even a thing or not, is completely in the air. I don't know. I want to talk about fear, because fear is really important when it comes to heartbreak. So whether or not you're the one breaking up with someone, or you have just been broken up with and you're literally just scared, just know that that fear will pass. But also, what you want is on the other side of fear. Literally everything you want and deserve is on the other side of fear. You have to feel fear in order to get to where you need to be. If there wasn't fear in life, where would you be? Probably, actually, I would be at home because of fear. Generally, so I don't know, that was a bad quote. But once you get past the fear part, you will notice a whole world of things opening up for you. I live in fear constantly. I am an anxious person. I'm an anxious wreck half the time. But I'm trying to say that I'm not, because I think self-talk is actually quite good. But I've been really testing myself recently. I had a McDonald's the other day. This is a sidetrack, but I had a McDonald's the other day, and I haven't had a McDonald's in 2 years, because I developed this fear of like chicken. And yeah, I've spoken about this before, but I have a massive fear of sick. So like, I just have avoided so much. And I think the more you avoid, the bigger the fear becomes. So I had to just tackle it head on. And like, every day I've been pushing myself to do something that I haven't necessarily been wanting to do over the past however long. But yeah, everything you want is on the other side of fear. So don't be scared of fear, if that makes sense. But you have to be scared of fear. So it's a really difficult one to judge. So acceptance. Acceptance is the next thing I want to talk about, because once you accept, this kind of goes hand in hand with once you let go. It's hard to let go until you do. Is you have to accept your surroundings and your things. You cannot control what happens to you. You can only control what you do. The sooner you accept your situation, the quicker the turnaround. Like, I'm kind of looking at this like, you want to get over this quickly because it's really horrible and painful. This is what you do. Because at the end of the day, it's not like a cheat code of like, this is how to not feel this or be this certain way. Like, genuinely, you have to feel it to get through. But there are quicker ways around it if you just fucking deal with it. If you just sit with it. There's no cheat code for heartbreak. It just is what it is. You have to feel it. If you feel like your life has gone to shit, or if you feel like it's stagnant, sit in it, feel it, and get through it. I know that's really tough love thing to say, but it's true. Don't use distractions. Don't use external validation. Like, that is only going to hold you back and keep you in the same cycle. That is probably where a lot of people go wrong, because you want an ego boost. You want whatever. You want people to know that you're still in the game and you're still pretty whatever. But at the end of the day, where's that going to get you? You're probably going to get that and then just be like, oh fuck, I'm still depressed because I've just lost this person and I want it to be them and whatever. So you only have you, and you have to find that internal validation yourself, because if you don't do that, you're never going to learn, and you're never going to be truly, truly, truly happy, because the next person you're with, you're going to rely on them for happiness, and it's just going to be one big fucking cycle. So the power of surrender to your own emotions and your own situation is the key here. And remembering, you can't control shit. Like, I could not control someone else's doings. I can't control what happened to me, but what I can control is, okay, today I'm going to do job hunting. Tomorrow I'm going to do job hunting, and then I'm going to film a podcast. The next day I'm going to do job hunting, edit the podcast, and I'm going to take my dog out on a walk, and I'm going to think about life and whatever the fuck it may be. Like, you have to start small. You have to do it step by step, because you're going to overwhelm yourself otherwise. But look at the things you can control and realize, my life is okay. I am safe. I am healthy. I am happy. The person that doesn't want me, that's okay, because someone else will want me in the future. However, you may have broken up. I don't know. Everyone is different in their own scenario. But, you have to recognize your own value and fall in love with yourself again. Like, I'm trying to take myself on dates. This is a date between you and I right now. And I'm looking at a beautiful view. I actually am currently looking at a golf course, which I actually do have a weird irrational fear of, like, golf balls hitting my face. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. Because the ratio from golf ball to air is probably really big, or slim. I don't know. I can't do maths, which is quite ironic. But yeah, it's probably a very low chance that I would ever get hit by a golf ball. But you never know, okay? One of my favourite quotes is actually by Stormzy. And it's probably really cheesy. But he said, what was it? He said, heartbreak's such a dark place, but we stay in it. And it's so fucking true, because it's such a horrible, horrible, horrible position to be in. But pain is what makes you grow. And you can kind of get addicted to growing as a human, because growing is the best case scenario. You want to grow. You want to feel that pain to grow. But equally, you don't want to feel that pain. And I don't know. It's just, I thought I'd leave you with that. But yeah, there's a lot more I can speak on. Like, I have a few points that I've written down. I said, like, your emotion, right, here we go. This was good because I wrote this last night. The thing about your emotions is they're very powerful. In the height of crisis and in the height of heartbreak, they can choose some decisions that you wouldn't logically choose to begin with if you were not going through this. And the one thing I've learned is I am not a very logical person, or I have not been a very logical person. Now, I definitely feel like I have learned to be a lot more logical, but in the past, I have not been logical. I have genuinely just acted on my emotion. I've been irrational. I've cried, outburst crying, outburst being angry, outburst whatever, because I was basing it on a feeling and it wasn't necessarily true. And that can be pretty fucked for everyone else around you. And it's kind of knowing that, okay, this person, it does love me and they are here. I don't constantly need reassurance, or I don't constantly need to know everything that they're thinking, whatever. It's fine. But just because he didn't say good morning to me doesn't mean that he doesn't love me anymore. Do you know what I mean? That's really minor. It's just important to know your book is already written, and you don't need to stress. You literally don't need to stress with anything in life, because what is out there is already out there for you. You have to take action towards what you want. If you have a goal, aim towards it. But equally, there is no stress. There is no rush. We're in our 20s. What is the rush? Literally. We should just be living it up right now. On a hill. Talking to a camera. Do you know what I mean? So just remember, what is meant for you will find you and is there. People that leave, they come and go. They might come back. But at the end of the day, everyone is living their life at the first time as well. We're all just trying to figure this shit out. Not everyone's going to get it perfect first time round, but equally, if someone's made a fuck off mistake, and there's sometimes no coming back from it. Sometimes there's no coming back from something, but it's what you kind of do with it that matters. And recognizing Someone that truly, truly, truly loves you and will be there for you and you're a life partner won't really leave, or won't really let you down, or won't really, I don't know, it depends on circumstances, to be honest, but someone that loves you won't hurt you in ways that you may have been hurt. Obviously they do, because love and hate is actually, there's a very fine line between love and hate. That's a whole other topic I could go into, but you know, someone that truly is your life partner wouldn't have done you dirty and won't leave. Like, you will work things through. You will decide, hey, let's fix this. It's going to be hard, but let's fix it. I love The Notebook, okay? I won't get too much into that. But equally, she did leave him for another man and then came back together. So that kind of contradicts my point. It just depends on your circumstance. Everyone is different. But if you genuinely have been done dirty by this person, that's not your person, you know? As much as you may have been married to the thought and the idea that you're going to get married and going to have kids and going to whatever, do you really want the parent of your child to have done that to you? Like, it's really important to note how you want your children to be raised, and that's the way I look at it. I don't want my children to be raised in a trauma cycle or like a bad divorce. It should never take someone to lose you to love you. It should never take someone to lose you to love you. Okay? Because that's their problem, not yours. You are lovable. You are wanted. Someone will want you forever without leaving your side one day. And that's exciting, right? Yeah. So just find a person who knows your value from the get-go and doesn't make you feel like shit, basically. So yeah, I could talk about this all day. It's been quite like a heartbreak kind of video, but I hope that I've given I'll leave you with this. Fall in love with yourself and everything else will fucking make sense. Everything else will come to you that you've always loved and wanted. If you invest in yourself, you literally will never regret that. I promise you that. You will never